quiet and get out of this court right now.
Welcome to a story that will truly stir your heart, a tale of compassion, betrayal, and justice. Today, I want to share the case of Henry Thompson, an 82-year-old veteran who once sacrificed his youth for our country, but was cruelly mistreated by his own granddaughter, Clara Thompson. This isn't just a legal case, it's a wake-up call about how we treat our elderly, especially heroes like Henry. Join me as we step into the courtroom where the truth was laid bare. The trial begins. Judge Helen Carter calls on Sarah Thompson, who is suing Clara to present her case with a $1,500 monthly stipend. Sarah discovered Henry was confined in a storage shed behind the house with only an old bed and a rusty bucket. No blanket, no clean water, no light. He was curled up in the dark, trembling from hunger and cold. Sarah tried to visit, but Clara always sent her away, claiming Henry was resting. Once, Sarah heard him beg for water, but Clara mocked him, saying, "Be quiet, I'm busy." Worse, Clara bragged to Sarah about a Rolex watch she bought for her boyfriend while Henry starved. Suspicious, Sarah secretly installed a camera in the shed and checked Clara's bank records. Judge Carter asks Clara, "How do you explain this?" Clara, with a defiant attitude, shrugs and says Henry was senile and noisy. She kept him in the shed to avoid disturbing the neighbors. The deferred $500 stipend. Clara claims it wasn't enough to care for him and support her lifestyle. She admits to buying things, clothes, gifts for her boyfriend, but justifies it who doesn't need to live. When the judge asks about drugging him, Clara casually says, "It was just to help him sleep, so I could have some peace." A granddaughter calling her veteran grandfather a burden. Right in court, the audience starts murmuring, filled with outrage. The judge calls Dr. Emily Chen, Henry's physician. Doctor, Chen reports that when Henry was admitted to the hospital, he suffered from severe malnutrition, dehydration, and unusual circular bruises on his wrists, ankles, and back as if something had tightly constricted him. He also showed signs of prolonged sedative use, causing liver damage and mental disorientation. The isolation led to severe depression, nearly extinguishing his will to live. The judge asks, "What do those bruises indicate?" Dakar, Chen replies that Henry was kept in a fixed position, likely to prevent movement or cries for help. He stated that Clara often left him unable to move freely, causing his deterioration. The audience erupts in anger. The judge asks Henry to share his relationship with Clara, his voice trembling. He says Clara was once a sweet girl who followed him through his rose garden, calling him dear grandpa. As a veteran who fought for his country, he poured his heart into loving her, hoping she'd be his comfort in old age. But after Clara's mother passed away, she changed, becoming cold and money obsessed. He says, "I never thought she'd treat me like this, but I still hope she'll remember our bond." Many in the courtroom wipe away tears. The judge asks Clara, "How do you explain a veteran like Henry living in a cold shed without light or mobility aids?" Clara sneers, saying he didn't need much and was a burden. Sarah stands, presenting a USB drive and bank documents, saying, "Your Honor, this is footage from a hidden camera I placed in the shed. The video shows Henry curled up on a bed in the dark, shivering, clutching his empty stomach. Clara appears holding a light bulb she just removed from the socket, saying, 'Light only bothers you.'
Please, can I have a glass of water?"
Be quiet! Stop making noise! You're not getting anything!
In another scene, Clara gives him a glass of water and he collapses unconscious. The camera zooms in on his wrists, revealing circular bruises as if tightly constricted. She locks the shed door, steps out with a designer bag, and makes a call. Got that Rolex for him. It's gorgeous. The courtroom explodes in outrage. The audience shouts, "Monster!" Sarah, voice shaking with anger, continues. Clara spent $20,000 of Henry's stipend on clothes, parties, travel, and an $8 in Rolex for her boyfriend. Utility bills went unpaid, leaving the house without power or water multiple times. Worst of all, she forged Henry's signature to sell his home for $300,000, transferring the money to her personal account. Planning to flee, Clara shouts, "That video's fake! He hurt himself!" He's senile, always falling. The judge snaps, "Silence, I didn't ask you!" The audience roars, demanding justice. The judge asks Henry what he wishes to say before the verdict. With tears streaming, he says, "I don't want Clara punished too harshly. She's my granddaughter, my flesh and blood. I remember when she was little, running after me in the garden, laughing brightly. I just want her to realize family is precious, that compassion can redeem her soul. I forgive her, though my heart is broken."
Don't pretend to be noble! You've given me nothing but trouble! I've had enough of you!
The audience erupts, shouting, "Ungrateful!" The judge stands.
Quiet and get out of this court right now! You don't understand! I deserve a better life!
The audience applauds as she disappears. The judge addresses Henry, "Your compassion is a lesson to us all, but justice must be served." Clara is sentenced to 5 years in prison for elder abuse, financial exploitation, and fraud. She must repay the full amount, including the $300,000 from the house sale, and pay a $10,000 fine for fraud. The court orders Henry's care to be supported by community resources. Sarah takes Henry to a veterans care center, where he is welcomed as a hero. Sarah places a small rose plant in his hands, saying, "I'll help you rebuild your garden." Henry smiles for the first time, his eyes gleaming with hope. A staff member promises to help him recreate his old rose garden. Sarah hugs him, whispering, "I'll always be here for you." Remarkably, an audience member, moved by Henry's story, stands and pledges an additional $300 monthly to ensure his comfort. This case reminds us that our elderly, especially veterans like Henry who sacrificed so much, deserve respect and care. Elder abuse is a crime, and we all have a duty to protect them. Share this story, speak up for those like Henry. Justice isn't just punishment, it's bringing light to forgotten souls. Thank you for listening, and let's spread this message of compassion together.